So I was initially going to do a cop-out drink like an Irish cob bomb for this video, but I thought I'd go with something more traditional, like a Manchester Tart. And thus ends the portion of the video where I do a hopefully passing New England accent. Thank you very much, and roll the beginning. Hey everybody, welcome back to Drinks and a Movie. Chris Amker back with you. Glad to be back. I had a rough weekend. My heat was out and it was super cold up here in Pennsylvania, but it's fixed and I'm raring to go. Today I'm talking about Manchester by the Sea, the new drama with Casey Affleck. Okay, so let's start with the drink, because you should always start with the drink. The drink I'm doing today is called the Manchester Tart. The Manchester Tart is actually really easy. The instructions are all 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Let's make this drink. So the Manchester Tart is 1 part vodka, 1 part raspberry rum, 1 part coconut water, 1 part simple syrup, and 1 part egg whites. And you can get your normal egg white. I have them packaged already in here for me. They are egg whites, I promise. Into a shaker, shake it up with ice, and then pour into a Collins glass with ice. It's more of a dessert drink, which is really cool. And after you made the drink, you can even add a scoop of vanilla ice cream to kind of make like a little cocktail float. I'm not doing that today because I don't want any ice cream. So let's make this drink. All right, so we do 1/1000 part of vodka, 1/1000 part of rum, 1/1000 part of simple syrup. We'll use the rest of that up. I'll measure the coconut water out. 1 part coconut water and 1 part egg whites. I know, egg whites, weird. Actually kind of works though. All right. And then shake it up in the shaker. The Manchester Tart. Okay, I'll stop. All right. And there we go. Cheers, everybody. Here's to Manchester by the Sea. Manchester by the Sea is written and directed by Kenneth Lonergan and stars Casey Affleck, Lucas Hedges, and Michelle Williams. Affleck plays a man with a troubled past whose brother has passed away from heart failure, so he has to return back to Manchester to find that his brother has awarded him guardian of his son, and Affleck has to figure out what to do next. And this is truly an understated, smoldering, tortured tour de force of acting from Casey Affleck. I mean, he doesn't do much in the movie, but you can tell that there's so much pain and sadness behind his eyes that it's just ready to explode at any moment, and sometimes it does. His character gets so overwhelmed with emotion every so often that the only thing he knows how to do is go to the local bar, have some drinks, and pick a fight with whomever, whatever unlucky person is in his sights. I'm telling you, this is a James Dean, Marlon Brando style tortured performance from Casey Affleck that works perfectly in this movie, and seriously, it's one of the best performances of the year I've seen. So this is one of those slices of life movies where you feel like a fly on the wall watching these people's lives play out in front of you. It's kind of like Boyhood in that way, but this movie succeeds where Boyhood fails because there is conflict by way of Affleck's brother's death, who is played really well by Kyle Chandler in flashbacks, by the way. But Boyhood, was just about life playing out, got really boring really quickly. This movie is never boring because of that central conflict, moves these emotional scenes along, and the real interactions between the characters just happen around this thing. And it really got to me. I teared up quite a few times in this movie, and I'm not ashamed to say it. all the interactions are so real in this movie, and all the drama, emotion, and comedy comes from these interactions. I mean, the acting and reacting are in full form in this movie, and these are the cornerstones in a good acting performance. There is a scene between Affleck and Michelle Williams, who plays his ex-wife in the movie, that is so heartbreaking and so wonderful. It goes on my short list of scenes to show an acting class if I ever taught an acting class one of these days. Lucas Hedges is also very good as his brother's son. The interactions between he and Affleck are also very real and really funny at times. Now, I know I keep using this word real to describe the acting and the scenes that play out in this movie, but I cannot stress enough to everybody how difficult it is to act when it doesn't seem like you're acting. It just seems like you're watching two people interact, and that is one of the hardest things to do in acting. Affleck's performance is really the antithesis of, say, a Daniel Day-Lewis performance, who is also wonderful, but just so in your face that you're also mesmerized by his performance, but it's a show instead of an understated real life performance. Now, I have to warn everybody, this movie is depressing. I mean, very depressing. I mean, just thinking about it, I feel like I need to take one of these down pretty quick, which is pretty good. I need to try it with ice cream, actually. Anyway, what was I saying? Depressing. It is very, very, very depressing. Don't go into it thinking you're going to have a rip-roaring good time. But what the movie does so well is introduce little moments of levity in there that break up these depressing moments. That it was one of the things I loved about this movie so much. Now, if there's one gripe I had about this movie, is the ending. Now, I won't spoil anything for you, so just relax. But what I can say about the ending is that I literally sat there when the credits rolled and just sat back in my chair and was like, huh, okay. And that's not the greatest way to end a movie. I just wish it had a stronger ending. It just seemed to kind of have an abrupt stop, and I wanted a little bit more closure on some of the other stuff. But other than that, I mean, really, it's a really great movie. So all in all, this is a really good movie, and I highly recommend it. It's an acting showcase, so if you want to see some great acting, really check this one out. And check out this drink. And luckily, by the magic of television, I have another one. Cheers, everybody. All right, so Manchester by the Sea. Good movie. I'm going to give it a solid 4.5 drinks out of 5. It's really good. Highly recommended. Kind of depressing, so be prepared for that. But yeah, hey, thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. If you like this, please subscribe down here at the bottom. Like, share, and subscribe. Do all that stuff. It'll really help me out. Again, thanks so much. Have a drink on me, everybody. Cheers.